Hello Pisces, and welcome to your July reading 2022. And my name's Jackie. Yeah, I can't remember that, my name's Jackie, and you're watching Romany Tarot. Okay, for this month's reading, Pisces, I'm going to be looking into your blind spot. So this will be something about you that maybe you're not consciously aware of, consciously aware that you're doing it, or maybe you are, something that could be affecting you in some way, stopping your progress in some way. Anyway, let's have a look and see what we have for you, Pisces. Okay, so the blind spot card I pulled for you, and I'll explain about these cards, is called Automaton. So it's called Automaton, and this is all about, let's have a look. Yes, I have wrote on these cards because these symbols are called sigils, and there's 78 cards in the deck, and there's the book, and it's by Teal Swan, the author of this book, the creator of the book. And I would never be able to remember all these symbols, so I've done a little bit of writing on them, you know, the name of them, and also a little bit of writing about the card. So being stuck in patterns you have no conscious control over. This is about programming. Healing is about breaking patterns because they are hindering your progress. So that's just a little writing there, but I'm going to read from the book anyway about that card, and we're just going to see what it says. So Automaton, so that's Automaton. If you have drawn this sigil, you are not seeing that your own programming is making you behave in a robotic way. This automatic way of behaving overrides your conscious capacity to know what is right to think, say and do, and consequently use your free will to make or take an action. Get my words tongue-tied. Anyway, you are stuck in a pattern. The reality is that all people walking the earth are programmed. All of us are stuck in patterns that we do not have conscious control over, because most of us are not even consciously aware of it. The brain likes to recognize and create patterns. Once a pattern is established, it delegates the pattern to the subconscious mind, so that the conscious mind can remain unburdened and continue seeking out new information. The process of socializing is nothing more than programming that is accepted as good and healthy by society you were born into. When parents program children to behave like we want them to behave in society, we consider it good parenting. As adults, we are already conditioned, we are already trained. We have been programmed by our society, by our religion, by our parents, by our friends, by the circumstances we encounter in our life, and by ourselves. The process of awakening, also referred to as the process of enlightenment, is nothing more than the process of breaking free from this programming. Healing this is nothing more than breaking the patterns that no longer benefit your progression. The average person experiences some positive programming and some negative programming, but this programming is mostly unconditional. The negative programming most people are subjected to is the result of negative beliefs passed on from one generation to the next. After all, a belief is nothing more than a pattern, or the negative programming may be the result of negative experiences that cause a person to become conditioned in a certain way. For example, a death in a family may result in someone developing a pattern where they do not get close or intimate with people in order to avoid possibility of losing them, or the possibility of losing them. So ask yourself, what pattern am I stuck in? So if you become aware of the pattern and remember how and why it was programmed, you have the capacity to step outside that program and either follow it or turn it off. Once you become aware of the pattern and how and why it is programmed, you have entered the realm of conscious free choice. Okay, so that's just a bit of what it says there about the book. There's a bit more there, but I've just marked off certain pieces that I wanted to read out and use for that. So let's get straight into the reading, Pisces. And what we have here, let me just a couple of my notes there. Okay, so you have the 5 of coins. So you've got this actually twice in this reading. So I'm doing the Celtic cross, I'm doing it with the tarot and the tea leaf. So I'm using those 2 cards, and I'm also using a couple of Kipper and Lenormand and a couple of the Lenormand deck. Okay, so we have that 5 of coins. So let's have a look. So you could be feeling emotionally wounded from certain people. You are missing or lacking something in your life, Pisces, I feel, and you are dealing with it the only way you know how. Okay, so maybe you're neglecting yourself in some way. And we do have this here and now card. So we have that from the Wisdom Oracle. So don't dwell on the past and don't look too far into the future. That's what I put here. So live in the here and now and live in the moment and take each day as it comes. Okay, so that's just a quick couple of little notes there I took about these cards before I actually start the reading. Okay, yeah, so basically what I've just said here, because if you look at this card, we have, I don't know if you can see, but we have on this side, we have the past and then we have the future, and we've got the here and now. Okay, so it's about living in like the moment. So live in the moment. Don't dwell too much on the past and don't look too far into the future. So let's have a look. So I started this, I pulled these 2 cards for you. So we have, for you to start with, we have the Magician, Pisces, and we have the apple from the fortune telling deck. This says temptation will test you. So I do feel this is your central energy. So I do feel something is tempting you here. You're very tempted by something. Okay, and so whether this is to sort of, I don't know, to sort of do it or go it alone in some respects. But we'll have a closer look at that in just a sec. Okay, so your crossing energy is the Hand and the Queen of Pentacles. So you have quite a bit of Pentacles in your reading, so a lot of Earth energy. So here we have the Hand. It says, in need of help, assistance and guidance. Well, this is in your crossing position. So I feel here that, I don't know if you're sort of rejecting someone's opinion or their view or, you know, or guidance, whatever you want to call it in some way. Maybe someone's, what can I say? So somebody is, I feel that somebody may be giving sort of, I don't know if you can call it unwanted advice, you know, I mean, you know what's what, but I feel that this is preventing you. So I feel that someone is blocking you or holding you back, especially with that 5 of coins. So I feel someone is holding you back in some way. You have actually got family sort of written all over this reading. So this could actually be a person, a family member, whether it's the person you're with in a romantic relationship or it's a close family member. But I do feel very strongly here that you're being held back in some way, Pisces. Okay, so let's have a look. So then we have the Seven of Cups with the Pale card, the Spilt Pale, and that says time to get out of a situation. So I feel you're feeling fairly confused here in this situation, Pisces, whatever it is for you. So you're quite confused about what to do. I mean, because this is in your foundation position. So I feel you're feeling maybe a bit indecisive, and I feel that you're feeling quite sensitive as well about something, maybe something someone's saying or someone's doing. Okay, let's move on to your recent past. So we have the Page of Cups with the Dark Man. So this card says dealings and relationship with a man with dark complexion and hair. But I like to call it, I'll rephrase this card. I'm going to say this is dealings or relationship with a man or woman. Okay, so it's not gender specific. So this could be a man or woman. Okay, so we're looking at that. I do feel that you will be, or you have been talking to somebody. I think you've been talking to someone in secret as well about your situation, whatever that is. You'll know what that is, Pisces. So I feel that you may have been innocently approached with some sort of offer from somebody else. I don't know if this is to do with business, like a business partner, or even this wanting to separate or come out of a situation here. This could be, as I said, with a family member getting out of a situation. It could be with a partner or even a business, a business partner. This could even be more than one person that you're dealing with. So I feel that you're interested and you're tempted by somebody, what somebody has to say. Okay, this could also be sort of telltale as well, sort of gossip as well. So maybe it doesn't matter what goes on, it always comes back. You always hear about it, Pisces. Okay. Because remember what I said about that you're emotionally wounded by certain people in some way at the beginning of the reading. Okay, so let's have a look in your focus. So you have the Wheel of Fortune here, and in the tea leaf I pulled, so you got the back card. So this is take care, enemies are working against you. Okay, so we take a look at that. So that's in your focus. I feel you could be feeling that you're just generally feeling that people are, I don't know, what can I say, sort of out to get you, or that people are against you in some way. I mean, you just feel it, and you feel some sort of change as well. So you feel that there is a change coming and things are going to start to change, because in the as I say, like the future, the recent, when I say the near future, I want to say the recent future, the near future, you have, again, as I say, this 5 of coins with this jug card, which says light-hearted, carefree time. Okay, so I feel very strongly, I don't know, it's like you're some sort of, or you feel like you're someone's like scapegoat, where it's like people are looking at you, especially if it's your family or something to do with the family. It's like, it doesn't matter what you do, you can never please people. You can never do the right thing. And the reason I say that, because on top of that, from the Kipper, you have the Thief card here. So I feel a certain individual, or maybe someone else, as I said, who this is taking some sort of advantage of you because of your nature, Pisces. So somebody's sort of taking you for granted or something to that extent, where they feel like you're an easy sort of target or something like that. That's how I'm feeling with these cards. Yeah, let's see where that's going, because the way you see your situation at the moment, you have the caterpillar. Really nice cards, you know, the way you're sort of looking back, because remember, we've got that Wheel of Fortune, and you also have the High Priestess. So I do feel that you feel that there's going to be change, because with that card you have the caterpillar, and this card says things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So I do feel that you feel, you know, you feel deep down that something, you know, it's not always going to be like this, you know. Okay. And what I wanted to point out as well with that programming, as I say, Automaton, that card, this is like, as I say, you know, if we give examples of that, I mean, just simple examples would be, it's just something really stupid now I'm going to come out with, but, you know, never mind me. So it's like, you know, if your family, like where you grew up, you know, they always had, just for example, a roast on a Sunday, or they say in America pot roast or something on a Sunday, and we say roast. So every Sunday you have a roast, you know. And I mean, me myself, quite recently, I'll say recently, the last couple of years, I stopped having a roast on a Sunday. I thought, why do I do that? I don't always fancy a roast on a Sunday. It was just conditioned in you, programmed that, you know, it's the way, because my mum used to do it and my grandparents used to do it. So it's anything like that, where, you know, you need to sort of break a pattern here in some way. So I would say your pattern would be, is not to worry about how other people feel towards you. I'm not talking about everyone, I'm talking about certain individuals. You know, you do what you do, and, you know, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters, Pisces, okay? But just break that pattern of maybe not being taken for granted or being taken for a ride, you know, being an easy touch. Yeah, so that's how I feel about that. Yes, I do feel that you do feel this with the High Priestess card, with that caterpillar, that things can't always be like this. There's got to be some sort of change. You know, things will start, you know, coming around, you know, turning in your favour as far as this situation is concerned. So don't worry about what other people think, you know. You do you, okay, Pisces? Very strongly. I don't know what, I mean, this could be somebody else, but I feel for some of you this is something to do with a close family member, because you do have the Ten of Cups, and you have a stubborn, aggressive person. I mean, some of you could be dealing with an Aries. It doesn't have to be, but some of you could be. But this is a family person. Remember, we have that Queen as the block as well, the Queen of Coins. So she's a mature woman. So she could be a mother, or, you know, your other half, whoever it is for you. But somebody that likes to, I feel, be in control, you know, take control of things or situations. I feel they're very stubborn, as it says there. And I feel they're pretty hard work. Because remember, this card here, this position is your outside influences here with these two cards. So you're dealing with someone who is pretty, as I say, that they're hard work in some way. And that sort of carries on in your hopes and fears here with the broken bridge. It is, yeah, the broken bridge. This says unsuccessful outcome to a problem. You also have the King of Wands, also fire energy, and we have the Mountain. Okay, so something here is, so this is about obstacles, something that's hard. So this person, I feel, it doesn't matter what you say, you can't win, I feel, in this with this person. I feel they are stubborn, and they like to be right. They don't like to be corrected. Yeah, so it's like you can't win with this person, whatever this is for you. And as I said, you know, it seems like whatever you say, whatever you do, nothing's good enough. But this person, I feel very strongly with that 5 of coins, because you have that twice here. As I said, you could be actually seeing someone in secret. I don't mean this in a romantic sense. This could be anything. So maybe you're sort of making sure of something before you make some sort of decision about what you want to do in the near future or the future. You remember this is July, but it doesn't have to be in July. It could be further down the line. But something here about you sort of going it alone or being tempted by another offer. So you're being tempted, whatever way that is for you. I mean, it could be, you know, romantically, but I feel this is to do with something else. But I do feel you're being blocked here, or you're being held back, especially with this 5 of coins. I think someone's hindering you in some way, Pisces. It's like, you know, apart from looking after yourself, you have to carry other people as well in some respects. I don't mean literally carry them, but you know what I'm saying. It's like you sort of have to, because it's something that you do, you know, it's in your nature, that program. It's something that you don't know. You do it, you know, only the way you know how. And it's something that you always do, but you need to break that, you know, and sort of look out for yourself, especially with that Magician card. Okay, so the outcome here with this, so we have the pineapple and the 5 of swords. So you have the pineapple, which says reconciliation, and we have the 5 of swords. I feel here, regardless, especially if it involves family, regardless of what happens between you, Pisces, this is making me feel that, okay, you may turn people away, you know, especially if it's family members, or maybe you say no occasionally, but it's something that you may feel guilty about with this reconciliation card. I feel it's sort of like, no, you know, like you have this disagreement or argument, and then you know, you're forgiving, you know, you'll forgive. So, and it's also making me feel with this Page of Cups, with this meeting with a man or woman, because in your underlying energy you have the handshake, which is a meeting with a stranger, may be important there, and you also have the 8 of Cups. So I feel that you are sort of meeting up with someone to discuss something, because the underlying energy from this deck, we have the birds, there's this conversation, communication, and we have the family room. So maybe you have something to discuss about family. Maybe this is family related, so maybe there's some arrangements or something that you need to do in the here and now, you know, sort of like to get something sorted out, ASAP, as they say. Okay, so that's how I'm feeling with that. I'm just seeing if there's anything else before I mosey off. Okay, Pisces, nothing major. I don't think it's anything major here, but I do feel that it's just, you know, don't be too sensitive about things, you know. I know you can't help it. It's in your nature, you know, you do feel. We all do, but you are quite sensitive, I feel. I think you take things very to heart, very to heart, very personally. Okay, so you are dealing, I mean, there could be another thing that I picked up here. You could be, and of course, I've just picked, you know, at the bottom of the deck there, you have the 2 of Cups, and then the next card is the Emperor, and then we have the Hierophant. So some of you religious, maybe religious connection, or somebody that you're committed to, you know, a commitment here. But somebody here likes to be the boss, you know, they want to be in charge and take charge of things. And This could be some sort of interference as well with your relationship you're in. Maybe it's making you think, you know, you just want to go off and, you know, the both of you, and just be alone, you know, just stay out the way of the interference or drama in some way. Or it could be you alone, Pisces, just wanting to distance yourself and not sort of trying not to get involved. Okay, I don't know where it's all coming from, but I'm just jabbering on here and, you know, what I'm picking up here. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pisces. If the reading even resonated with you, don't forget to give me a little thumbs up if it means something here. Remember, it's not going to be for everyone, and as I always say, if the reading's not for you, move on to your next reader, and maybe subscribe if you can. It helps to start growing the channel for me anyway, and notification bell for any further videos that I put on for your next reading for August maybe. And as I always say, my lovely Pisceans, please take care of yourself, and I'll be back, and I say good luck, and I'll be back very soon with another reading. Bye, Pisces.